might just switch this up. Is that all right?
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Let me sit normally. I need to let go of what's there. My name is Michael Balogun, and I'll be reading an extract from the Prelude, the boat stealing part of it. As a child, when you hear the word poetry, my mind immediately goes to roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and I love you, or whatever it was, right? I remember in primary school, that was kind of the go-to love letter, innit? Yeah. Growing up, I think rap music really kind of made me appreciate poetry more. William Wordsworth, Larkin, I just fell in love with Shakespeare. When I was in prison, I wasn't really reading poetry, but I was reading classical literature. So like I was reading Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Around the time where I started getting into acting, then I started reading like Shakespeare, Oscar Wilde, Eugene O'Neill, Arthur Miller. When you're confined in a space with nothing, with no stimulation, there's not all these varieties of food, there's not all this variety of things to watch. The only thing you have is variety of books, really, in a prison. I think when you really strip back stimulation and you're forced to like connect with your imagination, it really kicks in. Someone draws a picture in jail, it's very different to drawing just normally because that's all you've got. So when you're reading a book in jail, a really good one, it's like it's like food. You know what I'm saying? It's like, get my food quickly, go back to my cell.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be out of my cell because, do you know what I mean? And then your cell kind of becomes this like imagination chamber. You know, that word imagination, you know, we all know what that is, right? I think it's a lot more like serious than people like actually think. Do you get what I mean? Your imagination is literally the doorway to whatever's on that other side, I think. And then I came across this bad boy. So I started reading it. And when I was like, I've had this experience. I know this experience. Yeah. And I find that fascinating. Look, this poem, he wrote this hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
And I had that same experience that he had in Austria, which is why I wanted to do this. I was in drama school at the time in 2016. One night, we just got there. Everyone's a bit excited. It's the first time I've left the country in years. So I'm like, this to me, it's like a full-on holiday. I left the group I was with to go and just like basically chill out with the other group. And we were talking and drinking till about 2 a.m, yeah? We're in this little town. There's nobody walking around. So I'm like, oh, this is weird. On my right-hand side is like a massive forest. You can hear little like crickets and little noises. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, I was kind of scared. And I'm walking down this hill and I can feel, genuinely, no word of a lie, I can feel a presence. Like, I can feel it. I'm like, what's going on? So I look to my right, there's nothing there. I'm still walking. In the distance was this mountain, bro. And it was nighttime and the moon was shining and it looked like I could feel it. Nobody can ever tell me that I did not have this experience. I could feel the energy of this thing. And it was big and I was like, I was almost like, couldn't move. I ran back to where I was staying and I woke my mate up, Irfan, bro. I just had some mad experience. I was like, that mountain was alive. I felt its presence. It was scary. When people say to me, have you ever had a spiritual experience? That's something I go to, right? A similar experience to like, you know, seeing theatre for the first time, right? Just a real profound sense of like, there is a lot more in this world than I've known. And my name's Michael Balogun, and I'll be doing an extract from the Prelude by William Wordsworth. One summer evening, led by her, I found a little boat tied to a willow tree within a rocky cove, its usual home. Straight, I unloosed her chain and stepping in, pushed from the shore. It was an act of stealth and troubled pleasure, nor without the voice of mountain echoes did my boat move on, leaving behind her still on either side, small circles glittering idly in the moon until they melted, all into one track of sparkly light. But now, as one who rose, proud of his skill to reach a chosen point with an unswerving line, I fixed my view upon the summit of a craggy ridge, the horizon's utmost boundary. Far above us nothing but stars and the grey sky. She was an elfin pinnace. Lustily I dipped my oars into the silent lake, and as I rose upon the stroke, my boat went heaving through the water like a swan. When, from behind that craggy steep, till now. The horizon's bound, a huge peak, black and huge, as if with voluntary power instinct upreared its head. I struck and struck again. Growing still in stature, the grim shape towered up between me and the stars, and still, for so it seemed, with purpose of its own and measured motion like a living thing, strode after me. With trembling oars, I turned and through the silent water stole my way back to the covert of the willow tree. There, in her moorish place, I left my bark, and through the meadows, homeward went, in grave and serious mood. But after I had seen that spectacle for many days, my brain worked with a dim and undetermined sense of unknown modes of being. Over my thoughts there hung a darkness, call it solitude or blank desertion. No familiar shapes remained. No pleasant images of trees or sea or sky, no colours of green fields, but huge and mighty forms of things that do not live like living men, move slowly through the mind by day, and bring trouble to my dreams.